Picture this. You've spent decades paying into Social Security, watching those deductions come out of every paycheck, and now, finally, there's something to smile about. Right now, across America, retirees are discovering they could be eligible for additional Social Security payments that many didn't even know existed. We're talking about legitimate, government-approved benefits that could put an extra $2,000 or more into your pocket. But here's what nobody's telling you. This isn't some automatic deposit that just shows up in your bank account. There are specific eligibility requirements, crucial deadlines you need to know about, and application steps that, if you miss them, could cost you thousands of dollars you've rightfully earned. The Social Security Administration isn't going to call you. They're not sending representatives to your door. And if you wait too long, you might miss your window entirely. In the next few minutes, I'm breaking down everything you need to know: who qualifies, how the payment actually works, what documents you'll need, and the exact steps to claim what's yours. This is real information from official Social Security sources. No gimmicks, no sales pitches, just the facts that could make a genuine difference in your retirement income. Let me be completely straight with you right from the start. When we talk about Social Security bonus payments, we need to cut through all the confusion and misinformation that's flooding the internet right now. You've probably seen headlines screaming about massive checks, emergency payments, and special bonuses, and I understand why that gets your attention. After years of rising costs, higher grocery bills, and watching your fixed income buy less and less each month, the idea of extra money sounds like answered prayers. But here's the reality we need to discuss, and I promise to give you the absolute truth about what's actually happening with Social Security payments in 2025. The Social Security Administration operates under very specific rules and regulations that Congress establishes, and while there have been discussions, proposals, and even some legislative movements regarding enhanced benefits for retirees, the term bonus payment doesn't quite capture what's actually available. What we're really looking at are several different legitimate pathways that could put additional money in your hands, and some retirees are indeed receiving substantially more than they expected, sometimes $2,000 or more in additional annual income. The key is understanding exactly which programs, adjustments, and benefits you might qualify for, because the Social Security system is incredibly complex and billions of dollars go unclaimed every single year simply because people don't know what they're entitled to. Let's start with something that affects every single Social Security recipient: the cost of living adjustment, which you probably know as COLA. Every year, the Social Security Administration examines inflation data, specifically looking at something called the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, and they adjust benefits accordingly. For 2025, retirees saw a 2.5% increase in their monthly checks, which might not sound like a massive bonus, but when you calculate it over 12 months, someone receiving the average retirement benefit of around $1,900 monthly would see an additional $570 annually. Now, if you're receiving higher benefits because you earned more during your working years or because you delayed claiming until age 70, that COLA increase translates into even more substantial additional income. Some retirees with maximum benefits are indeed seeing increases that approach or exceed $2,000 when calculated annually. And this is completely legitimate, government-approved additional money that you don't have to apply for. It happens automatically. But the COLA adjustment is just the beginning of this story, and here's where things get really interesting for many of you watching. There are several lesser-known Social Security provisions and benefits that many retirees either don't know about or haven't taken advantage of, and these can add up to significant additional income. One of the biggest missed opportunities involves spousal benefits, and I'm not just talking about the basic spousal benefit that pays up to 50% of your spouse's full retirement amount. There are strategic claiming approaches that married couples can use, and if you didn't optimize your claiming strategy when you first filed, you might be leaving substantial money on the table every single month. Here's something that surprises most people. If you're a widow or widower, you might be eligible for survivor benefits that are significantly higher than what you're currently receiving. The Social Security Administration allows surviving spouses to switch between their own retirement benefit and their survivor benefit, and you can choose whichever amount is higher. Many widows and widowers don't realize they have this option, and they continue receiving their own smaller benefit when they could be collecting their deceased spouse's larger benefit instead. If you've been widowed and haven't explored this option, you could potentially be missing out on hundreds of dollars every month, which absolutely adds up to thousands annually. The process requires you to contact Social Security directly, provide documentation of your marriage and your spouse's death, and request an evaluation of your survivor benefit options. Another area where retirees are discovering additional money involves something called retroactive benefits, and this is particularly important if you're approaching your full retirement age or if you've had any delays in your application processing. Social Security allows you to claim up to 6 months of retroactive benefits in certain situations, meaning if you were eligible for benefits but hadn't claimed them yet, you could receive a lump sum payment covering those previous months. For someone entitled to $2,000 monthly, 6 months of retroactive benefits would equal $12,000 in a single payment. This isn't a bonus in the traditional sense, but it's money you've earned and are entitled to, and it can feel like a substantial windfall when it arrives. We also need to talk about something that affects millions of retirees but gets surprisingly little attention: the windfall elimination provision and government pension offset. These are rules that reduce Social Security benefits for people who also receive pensions from jobs that didn't pay into Social Security, such as certain government positions, teaching jobs in some states, or foreign employment. There have been ongoing legislative efforts to repeal or modify these provisions, and if you've been affected by WEP or GPO reductions, any changes to these rules could result in substantially higher monthly payments. Congress has considered several bills that would eliminate or reduce these offsets, and if such legislation passes, affected retirees could see their monthly checks increase by several $100s immediately, with the potential for retroactive payments covering the period since the law's enactment. This would absolutely represent a significant bonus for the approximately 2 million people currently affected by these provisions. Let's discuss another critical area where retirees might be entitled to additional money: Supplemental Security Income, or SSI. This is a needs-based program that's separate from regular Social Security retirement benefits, but you can actually receive both simultaneously if you meet the income and asset requirements. SSI provides additional monthly payments to seniors who have limited income and resources, and the federal benefit rate for 2025 is $943 per month for individuals. If you're struggling to make ends meet on your Social Security retirement benefit alone, and your countable assets are below $2,000 for an individual or $3,000 for a couple, you might qualify for SSI on top of your regular Social Security. That's potentially over $11,000 in additional annual income that many eligible seniors never apply for because they don't realize they qualify or they think the application process is too complicated. There's also something called Extra Help, or the Low Income Subsidy Program, which assists with Medicare prescription drug costs. While this isn't technically a Social Security payment, it's administered through Social Security and can save you thousands of dollars annually on medication costs, which effectively puts money back in your pocket. The Extra Help program covers Medicare Part D premiums, deductibles, and co-payments, and if you qualify, you could save over $5,000 per year, depending on your prescription needs. Many retirees who would qualify for this program never apply, and they continue paying full price for medications and premiums when they could be receiving substantial assistance. Now, I want to address something that causes a lot of confusion and frustration: lump sum death benefits and underpayment corrections. If you've recently lost a spouse, there's a one-time death benefit of $255 that surviving spouses or dependent children can claim. While this isn't the $2,000 amount we discussed earlier, it's money that many people don't know to ask for. More significantly, if Social Security made an error in calculating your benefits at any point, or if you were underpaid due to administrative mistakes, you're entitled to receive corrected payments plus all the back payments you should have received. These corrections can sometimes total thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars, and Social Security is legally required to make you whole when they discover such errors. We should also talk about delayed retirement credits, because this is an area where many retirees don't fully understand how much money they're leaving on the table. For every year you delay claiming Social Security beyond your full retirement age until age 70, your benefit increases by 8% annually. If you claimed early and are now regretting that decision, you might have the option to withdraw your application and reapply later for a higher benefit amount, but this comes with specific conditions and time limits. Alternatively, if you've reached full retirement age and are currently receiving benefits but still working, You can actually suspend your benefits and earn delayed retirement credits, then restart them later at a higher amount. This strategic move can increase your lifetime Social Security income substantially, and it's something that financial advisors often recommend, but that Social Security representatives don't always explain clearly. Here's something else that's incredibly important but often overlooked. If you're divorced, you might be entitled to benefits based on your ex-spouse's work record, even if they've remarried. As long as your marriage lasted at least 10 years, you're currently unmarried, and you're at least 62 years old, you can potentially claim divorced spousal benefits equal to 50% of your ex-spouse's full retirement amount. Your ex-spouse doesn't even need to know you're claiming these benefits, and it doesn't reduce what they receive. Many divorced retirees have no idea this option exists, and they struggle on their own smaller benefit when they could be collecting substantially more based on their former spouse's earnings history. Additionally, if you have dependent children under age 18, or children under 19 still in high school, or adult children who were disabled before age 22, they might be eligible for dependent benefits based on your work record. These family benefits can add up to substantial additional monthly income for your household, with each eligible dependent potentially receiving up to 50% of your full retirement amount, subject to the family maximum limit. Many retirees don't realize their grandchildren they're raising or their disabled adult children might qualify for these benefits, and they miss out on money that could significantly ease their financial burden. The Social Security Administration also offers special benefits for veterans, and while VA benefits are separate from Social Security, there are circumstances where military service credits can increase your Social Security benefit amount. If you served in the military before 1968, you might have additional earnings credits that weren't originally recorded in your Social Security record, and getting these corrected could increase your benefit calculation. Similarly, if you served between 1968 and 2001, you might be entitled to special deemed military wage credits that increase your average indexed monthly earnings, which is the foundation of your benefit calculation. Let me also address the importance of checking your Social Security statement regularly, because errors happen more often than you might think. The Social Security Administration maintains earnings records for every worker, and if your employer didn't properly report your wages, or if there were data entry errors, or if you had name changes that caused confusion, your benefit calculation might be based on incomplete or incorrect information. By requesting your Social Security statement and carefully reviewing your earnings history, you might discover missing wages that, once corrected, could significantly increase your monthly benefit. These corrections can result in recalculations that boost your payment going forward and potentially entitle you to retroactive payments covering the period when you were underpaid. So when we circle back to this idea of a $2,000 Social Security bonus, what we're really talking about is the cumulative effect of understanding all your options, claiming every benefit you're entitled to, correcting any errors in your records, and strategically optimizing your Social Security income. For many retirees, the combination of COLA increases, unclaimed spousal or survivor benefits, supplemental security income, prescription drug assistance, and corrected calculations can absolutely add up to $2,000 or more in additional annual income. The tragedy is that billions of dollars in Social Security benefits go unclaimed every year because people simply don't know what's available or don't understand how to navigate the system. The most important action you can take right now is to contact Social Security directly and request a comprehensive review of your benefits and eligibility for all programs. You can call the National Social Security number at 1-800-772-1213, or you can visit your local Social Security office, or you can create a My Social Security account online where you can review your information and send secure messages. Don't assume that Social Security has automatically given you everything you're entitled to. The system places the burden on you to know what to ask for and to submit the necessary applications. If you're unsure about your options or find the system overwhelming, consider consulting with a certified Social Security claiming strategist or an elder law attorney who specializes in Social Security benefits. The cost of professional advice is minimal compared to the potential thousands of dollars in additional lifetime benefits you might unlock.